In this next video I'm going to talk to you about modifying ducts and pipes. Ducts and pipes can be modified using a variety of standard modifying tools and other specialty tools such as duct pipe sizing, converting placeholders, changing rigid ducts and pipes to flexible ones, adding insulation and lining, and modifying the justification of ducts and pipes. So in this example here, as we can see, we've got two change of direction in the duct. As you can see, there's two different options. This first option here, this is actually an incorrect way of displaying your change of direction as well as change of size. The better option is to have it reduced down before it goes into the bend here. Using the standard modified tools, we can modify the ducts and pipes using universal methods by changing it in the properties, which is over here, the options bar that pops up underneath the ribbon, using temporary dimensions, controls and connectors. We can also use the modified tools move, rotate, split, trim, extend and align to help place ducts and pipes at the correct locations. Now we'll talk about adding fittings and accessories. So if we look at this example here of this pipe work, we have some pipe here. Now we might want to add in a connection as opposed to we've had this drawn up, so we might want to add something into it now, adding a fixture or fitting. Many fittings are automatically placed as we progress through, as you've seen in other videos, and the same with ducts. However, you might want to modify or add or change various things. So just by doing this, all we need to do is to click on the fitting or accessories that we want to choose. So in this instance, because we're looking at pipe, we just need to click on pipe fitting. Obviously we need to match one to suit, so in this instance this was standard pipe work, and we're going to choose a T to add this one in. Now as you can see, the default size for this particular fitting is pretty big, bigger than the item that we're going to connect into, but as we start to place it, put it in place, you notice that it will change size to suit, and similarly in this one here. So we can position that in like so. Now another feature that you can choose with putting your items in place, or even amending them, changing them, modifying your items. Say for example you've got this elbow here and you wish to change this to a T. If we just zoom out just that little bit, you can see the size that shows up here, 15mm, and just about here. Let's see if we can get this a little bit clearer. Here we go. So 15mm and 15mm here. Now if you notice, we've also got these plus positions on here, and this is basically a quick way of modifying this particular elbow and changing it into a T. The reason why these are positioned over here accordingly is if for example we want this vertical pipe to go straight up, if we want to change this elbow to a T, we click on this plus here to make the pipe go upwards as such. And likewise, if we're going to change this fitting into a T from an elbow and we want to match this horizontal one, we will click on this way and it will change the pipe to a T in this direction. Okay, now we're going to look at capping open ends, and what I mean by this, we can do this on pipe work as well as duct work, but if I go to duct work plan here, we've got this set of duct here, and if we were to go to analyze and show disconnects on duct, it will show us that everything's fine apart on the system apart from one thing, and that's here. What it's saying is that we've got an open end on this particular duct here. So all we need to do is right click on the end of this duct and click on cap open end. And as soon as we do that, our warning sign disappears, and as you can see, we've now got this extra fitting that caps the end of that ductwork. Another feature is duct and size piping. It's easiest to draw your ducts and pipes using the default sizes provided by the opening sizes of the equipment, or preset in the mechanical settings. However, these sizes are often incorrect for the system being used. The duct pipe sizing tool uses specified sizing methods and constraints to determine how to correctly size the pipes or ducts, as we'll show. So to do this, all we need to do is select all of our items in place. So we'll hover over this particular duct and use the tab until we get all of our system, and then we select, and then we go up here and we use this duct pipe sizing. Click on this one, just move it out of the way so as we can see. And this brings up our constraints that we can use. Now for duct, we have friction, velocity, equal friction and static regain. We just keep to velocity for ductwork, and then we just click the default in this instance 5.1 meters. We're fine with that, so we can leave that one in, and then we just click on OK. Now this may not change, it may have already been set up, but let's just check to see whether it has it does change anything, and we'll see a few amendments if we do. So all the grills are all at 80 litres a second, apart from this one here, which is at 0 for some strange reason. And the duct's work size are 150, and the rigid duct is there. So let's give it a try. And as you can see, it changed these two. It's fine on the other items. It changed these two and this one down here. And as you can see, the different size. And obviously it's picking up this error here with this 0 flow rate on this one. Okay, now to converting ducts and pipes. So after placing ducts and pipes, you can change the type of the entire run, including the fittings. And this is done by, for example, you've put in this instance rectangular duct, 300 square, and the same on this one. And we wish to actually change this now into circular duct. So all we need to do on this is to select all of these. Now in this instance, what you're best off doing is select the entire duct or pipe run and filter out everything except the related duct and pipe, accessories and fittings. In other words, hide everything else in the system. Now I've just got this as a standalone here, so I don't need to do those. But from doing this now, all I need to do is go up and click on this change type, telling me that I need to save, and then I just go into the properties and just tell it that I wish to change it to a round duct, and I change it over. Now this error message has only come about because I've got open ends on here, so we can ignore that in this instance. But now we now have a round duct as opposed to a rectangular duct there. Okay. Now another method of modifying is to convert rigid duct into Flexiduct. So let's look at an example here. So we've got our rigid duct going around and connecting into our return air grill in this instance. We've already done these. Now we wish to apply and change this piece of duct and put a flexible connection on here. So to do this, all we need to do is click on this convert to Flexiduct. So we click on this, but one of the options that we've got here is the maximum length. In other words, this is the maximum length of Flexiduct that we're going to apply, and we can change this 1200, 1500, whatever it is you want, or your default settings needs to be. And then to complete the command now, we can't click on the duct, which is what you might think we need to do. We actually click on the supply grill, because that's where it's going to be coming from. So as soon as as you can see, it's not working when we hover over any of the ductwork, but when we hover over the supply grill, it changes, and we just click on that, and now we've got our supply, our returner Flexiduct with a maximum length of 1500 mil in the connections. And then the last part of this modifying tool is applying insulation and linings. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply that to this supply duct. And I just need to get out of that last command, and we've got all of this here now. So we add insulation to ducts and pipes, or add linings to ducts. This information displays as a thin line outside of the duct or pipe for insulation, and is a dashed line for inside the duct for linings. Accessories can also be insulated as well. So to add our insulation or lining, all we need to do is select the run that we wish, say just this one here, and then we can either add insulation or add lining. Insulation is on the external, lining is on the internal. So I'll show you that's the example. So we'll add an insulation. It will ask us what type of insulation we want, rigid fibre board or duct wrap, and the thickness of it. And then we can click on OK, and as you can see, it's added that on. And you've now got a double line shown on your ductwork. We can go back and amend it, edit insulation, and we can change it to a duct wrap. If you've got it on thick line mode, you're not going to be able to distinguish and see these, because the thick line mode overlaps. So it's best to make sure that you're in your thin line mode when you're viewing your contents. Now if your duct run has different size ducts, we can actually amend our justification, so as it can align from the bottom, middle or top, or even to the sides. So if we show this example, duct 300 square to here, and then we go to, I don't know, 200 by 200, and then continue on. From this top view, it's the center that's aligned. If we look from a side view, it will also be the center that's aligned. So what we can actually do is we can align it, so we might want to go to have this bottom, as we see on the view here now, the bottom line to be continuous, and it's just the top that dips in. So this is the justification that we're looking at. So we need to select our run, that we've got, duct or pipe this applies to, and then we just look at this justify button here. Now we've got this option. At the moment, as you can see, there's 9 options, and we've got the center one currently highlighted in the middle, and that means that left and right, top and bottom, it's all in the one position. So we can click on a different one. Now this will be based on a section view, so if I go back and undo this and look at it from a section view and do the same thing, let's see how it looks this way. So there's our duct, select it all, justify, and as you can see, it's connected at the bottom and the top remains the same. So when we were in this view here, you didn't really see any difference because we had chosen the bottom view of this. Just like we've got again, this error message is only popped up because we've got open ends, which we can ignore for now. So if we go back to here, select all, and go to justify again. So the bottom, obviously we're in plan view, that's why we didn't see it here. If we want to apply it to the right hand view as we're looking in plan here now, we would need to click on this particular one. Now if I just have both of these view opens at the same time of the same item, we can see it happen in real time for both areas. So this is the section view, which is this one here of this. So we're going to click on this. So click on it, highlight it, as you can see it shows up in both, and now we can apply the justify, and we want to apply the right hand connection. So the section view doesn't change from our location, but we can see it here. And obviously what you'll need to do when you do this is you might just need to do this a couple of times just to find which direction is which, depending on the direction of the ductwork. If we wanted to go the opposite way, again, select it all, justify, and we want the bottom to align as opposed to the top here, click on this side and you'll find. So you might just need to try a couple of times in this method just to get the correct direction or change that you wish to have them.